SA Harvest rose from one refrigerated truck serving 5,000 meals weekly to a whopping 60,000 weekly meals as the pandemic deepened in South Africa. It's one of many such initiatives helping to stall the march of growing inequality in our society. Well, joining us now is SA Harvest Operations Manager Victor Mpofu. Good afternoon to you and thank you so much for joining us.
Afternoon, and thank you to be with you.
Now, Victor, let's first start off with your personal experience of losing your job during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes, it was quite a torrid time, but you know, everything happens for a reason. Okay, when I lost my job, I thought it was the end of everything until I finally met Mr. Allen Brody and Ozinel, who is our COO, Chief Operations Officer, who sees everything. They just called me one day to come and check what was happening by the place called Kelvin next to Alexander in Santen. So I went there not knowing what I was prepared to be. I was in this mask because during that time pandemic was extremely still on high temperatures, and it was very risky to be driving around, and the curfew was very hard. But I managed to get to Kelvin. Then I spoke to Ozinel. Then he also said to me, "Are you interested in doing something while you are on lockdown?" But I told him, it is very risky also, but he told me that it is something which you really love in life, and what you need to do is just take a chance and see if you're going to succeed with it. So what I did, I said, okay, with open hands, I'll do it. Then he showed me the amount of the donated stock, which was donated by SPA, which it was supposed to go back to the land just for manure. Then he said, you see, about 13 million people go hungry in South Africa every year, and 13 million meals goes to waste. So that's how everything started. I started very slowly. Then what happened, they took me to one feeding scheme in Alexander by the name of London Lushaga. And what happened is, when I went there, I was expecting just to see something which was normal, but this was abnormal because what I saw there, it was like kids at the age of like 3 years to 4 years. Then it all brought my tears into my eyes. I couldn't hide it. I ran into the car and hid myself because I didn't want to have these kids and make them see what I was going through. I cried. Then I moved out of the car. Then I told myself, this is what I was born for. Probably it's a calling from God. Then what happened is, since that day, it was like towards the end of April. Since that day, everything has just changed my life.
Victor, would you say that what you're doing now is actually more satisfying to you than the job you actually lost?
100% correct, because yes, I was working in the hospitality industry for almost 8 years, but I've been with SA Harvest for almost a year now. But at least I can say I'm leaving a legacy because I'm doing what I love and serving the nation and serving the hungry. It always touches my heart. I've got a soft spot for the kids. And whatever I do, I make sure it's done out of love. It's something which there's no push in the morning that pushes me and tells me that wake up and go to work. It just happens naturally because I love what I'm doing at the moment. And, you know, it's like doing something that I tell myself that, you know what, I'm ending hunger in South Africa over the wasted food which goes to waste every year.
And Victor, in terms of the impact that SA Harvest is making, how many provinces does it currently actually operate in?
Okay, at the moment we are in 4 provinces. Firstly, it's in Cape Town, Durban, then in Mpumalanga and Nelspruit. We're working hand in hand with Healing Wings, then it's Joburg.
And how many meals would you say are being delivered a week? I mean, I know that you started off rather delivering about 5,000 meals a week with just one refrigerated truck.
Yes, you're 100% correct, because the main aim of Allen Brody, he thought that it was going to be a small thing, but it just got bigger and bigger every day. So every week we're sending out meals close to like almost 400,000 in all provinces.
And are you looking to expand to the rest of the nation? You mentioned that currently you are functioning in 4 provinces.
Yes, 100%. And our main aim and our main goal is that we want to make sure that all 4 corners of South Africa are helped and no one goes to sleep on an empty tummy.
Now, Victor, then if anyone is watching right now and they need help that you're providing, or they've identified people or a community or a family that needs assistance with food, or if they want to actually sponsor a few meals, how can they reach out to SA Harvest?
They can always go to our website, which is www.saharvest.org. All the information is there.
Well, thank you for joining us this afternoon, and all the best with your mission to continue feeding those who are less fortunate. That was Victor Mpofu, who is the operations manager at SA Harvest, mentioning there that they feed about 400,000 people a week now in 4 provinces of the nation.